We spend a lot of time ripping apart Donald Trump on this channel, and for good reason. And as fun as it is to roast the guy, have we ever stepped back and asked ourselves, is Trump okay? It's not like I care about the guy or anything, but he is the president of the United States, sort of like a pilot of an airplane. I might not really care much for the pilot, but I certainly hope he's, mentally competent enough to safely fly the aircraft. Unfortunately for Donald Trump, it doesn't really appear to be the case. That's right, because if America is the airplane, Donald Trump is crashing it straight into the ground. And now things are even worse, as a recent senile moment from Donald Trump has gone completely viral, and it's left even his supporters wondering, is Trump okay? How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, we're gonna get to Trump's senile moment in just a second, but first, I have to show you guys some leaked audio that's highly concerning. Leaked audio recently reveals Trump's Social Security chief admitting he has no idea what he's doing.
And it's about Social Security, and I'm really not. I swear I'm not looking for a job. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So I'm Googling Social Security, one of my great skills. I'm one of the great Googlers on the East Coast. But that is the headline for the Post. Great Googler in chief. Chief and Googler, whatever. By the way, I like to have fun at work. We're allowed to laugh. We're allowed to have fun. We're allowed to know each other's families. We're allowed to be normal. How's that?
Trump, what happened to surrounding yourself with the best people? Now you've surrounded yourself with people who need to Google how to do their job? Then again, I do think some members of Donald Trump's administration would actually benefit from using Google. Take RFK Jr., for example.
Looking at your April 10th comments when you were inside the cabinet meeting, you said by September we will know what has caused the autism epidemic and we'll be able to eliminate those exposures.
We'll have some of the information to get the most solid information. It will probably take us another 6 months.
Okay, so parents should not expect to know what causes autism by September anymore.
We'll see. We're going to, as I said, we're going to replicate some of the studies that have already been done that look like sound studies, and we'll know a lot from those, and then we'll know a lot more afterward.
But not the definitive answer by September, just to be clear, because it matters.
It depends what those replicable studies show.
Okay, and then what do you expect to happen 6 months after that? You mentioned something else
I expect
in 6 months.
We will know the answers of the etiology of autism.
Okay, so that timeline is moving from September to 6 months after September.
As I said, we're going to begin to have a lot of information by September. We're not going to stop the studies in September. We're going to be definitive.
I'm not kidding. I wish that RFK Jr. would just Google. If only he would take a single sip of water. His voice wouldn't sound like that. But the water has chemicals in it. And as ridiculous as this nonsense is, the Trump administration seems to think they deserve a raise.
$800 million in there for bonuses. Do you support that?
Yeah, what kind of bonuses are we talking about? Are we talking retention bonuses?
This is a great question, Mr. Marino. Great question. They didn't say at all in the backup. Yeah. There was no documentation at all what the bonuses were for or what it would be. It was just $800 million for bonuses.
Yeah, that's really embarrassing. But honestly, it's not nearly as embarrassing as claiming Biden had mental problems while showing mental problems yourself. That's right, the moment you've been waiting for, as Trump's senile moment has recently gone viral, and it's left a bunch of people wondering, is Trump okay? Take a look at this.
A new video of President Donald Trump has gone viral, and not because of anything he said, but because of how little sense he made while saying it. The president visibly struggled to stay on track, stumbling through half-thoughts and tangents with no clear destination. It's the latest in a series of moments fueling serious concerns about his mental decline.
They will fight the drug companies. The drug companies are very worried that they're going to fight, and that's okay. If they fight, we'll just say, that's okay. We are not going to let you sell any more cars into the United States, or we're not going to let you sell any more wine or liquor or alcohol or something that's actually much more important to them than the drugs. And we're going to be able to force that issue if we need to. They should do it. We're basically equalizing. They should do it. And, the drug companies should do just as well. There shouldn't be a hit on their stock. I don't think it will be. It's basically It's going to be the same amount of money, but it's going to be redistributed. And it's going to be redistributed, so they're going to pay a little bit more, and we're going to pay a lot less. A little bit more because there's so many more. So it's a bigger number.
But that clip is far from isolated. And now even Trump's former allies are sounding the alarm. George Conway, who once supported Trump but has since become one of his most vocal critics, didn't hold back. After reposting one of Trump's recent statements, he wrote, "I think it's time for Ladbrokes to start running a line on whether Donald Trump can make it to January 20th, 2026, without being committed to a mental institution." Former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh echoed the concern, posting, "There should be coverage of Trump's cognitive decline. Massive coverage. Because it's an issue. A huge issue. And this isn't just online chatter. The White House may be well aware of how bad Trump's statements look. In a quiet but telling move, the official website recently removed all transcripts of the president's remarks. Now only hand-picked videos remain. According to a White House official, the goal is to provide a fuller sense of Trump. But critics say the real reason is obvious. Transcripts make the confusion harder to hide. As one former White House stenographer put it, "With a transcript, he can say, 'This is exactly what I said.' Now there's no way for anyone to check." Even more revealing? Vice President J.D. Vance continues to publish full transcripts of his remarks, creating a stark contrast and perhaps an intentional one. And if you think this is all recent, think again. Just weeks ago, Trump gave a disjointed speech where he seemed unable to stay on topic, jumping from talking about military drone strikes to rambling about lumberjacks. A moment so baffling it sparked fresh questions about his cognitive
when
state.
you look at what's happening with Russia and Ukraine, the drone is killing tremendous numbers of people. You hide behind a tree and the drone comes down and it circles you with fire. You don't have a chance. The tree comes down also, by the way. It's so intense. I mean, you see these trees being knocked down like they're being sawed down by a top-of-the-line timberman, like you know who? Sean Duffy. Do you know that Sean Duffy, the head of the Transportation Department, who's working right now on the airports and getting a system because Biden didn't do a thing for 4 years, and people...
From rambling speeches to a disappearing paper trail, the signs are getting harder to ignore. Trump's defenders may call it style, but more and more Americans are wondering if it's actually something far more serious.
But seriously, how do you go from claiming Biden is mentally declining and then ramble about lumberjacks and drones and drug companies and car prices? What in the dementia are you talking about, Trump? Is this why Donald Trump wants to get rid of Sesame Street? It makes him feel stupid? Long story short, Dementia Don is not doing so good. And unfortunately, America is not doing so good as a result.